Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley, and today we are going to conclude our 4-day series here at verbling.com, talking about the IELTS speaking test. We will conclude by practicing questions in part 3 of the exam, what IELTS likes to call the discussion. What I prefer, personally, in my opinion, I would call it the opinion section, because that's what it is. They are going to be asking questions to elicit your opinion. So, hello. Hi, Lena.
Hi, Oakley. Glad to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Okay, so today, part 3 questions, basically opinion questions. So, of course, when you're giving your opinion, basically you need to state your opinion and then support your opinion. So you bring up you state your opinion, you introduce your first point, the first reason I think so, or the first point I should mention. The first thing I need to say is you introduce it, bring up your first point, then make an example or add some detail to that point, and then secondly, secondly, or in addition, or another point is, or another point might be, introduce your second point, same thing, and then a little extra information about that point or in support of that point. Basically it. That's it. Now, a conclusion is not necessary, but it certainly couldn't hurt your cause. If you want to wrap it up by restating your initial opinion in a different way, of course. In conclusion, that's why I believe that all women with red hair are crazy. Just kidding. Joke. Anyway, just as an example. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's basically the format. Today, I'm going to have you guys practice questions. I'm going to kind of attempt to introduce you to different types of Part 3 questions. And there are definitely a few types you're extremely likely to get on the IELTS speaking exam. Okay, so Lena, I'm glad you're back. Okay, we've also been joined by Yusuf. Hello, Yusuf. Yusuf, hello. Okay. Yusuf, if you want to unmute yourself, you can just scroll over you and click on the little arrow, and you can unmute yourself there, or you can do so on the top toolbar. There's a microphone icon. You can click on that either way so that you can talk. Of course, this is a speaking test practice class, so it would be great if you could unmute yourself and talk. All right. Let's get to practice. Why not? I don't think there's a lot more to say that we haven't really covered this week already. So, Lena?
Okay, okay. Have I some time for preparation, or this as a dialogue?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. No. Part 2 is the only part of the IELTS test where you actually have preparation time. Part 3, again, IELTS refers to it as discussion or conversation. I can't remember, but in any case, he asks you a question, you speak back. Now, Lena, I have to say, part 1 is 4 to 5 minutes, and you're probably going to get 8 to 10 questions. All right? part 3, by comparison, there may only be 3, 4, 5 questions, but the time is 5 to 6 minutes, which means you should be speaking a lot more in part 3. Your answers should be longer in support of your opinions. Plus, you're going to see the types of questions lend themselves to more speaking. There's just more information to talk about. Okay? No preparation time. Part 3 questions this is a good place to show you know how to paraphrase. Most part 3 questions can be paraphrased, by the way, and that will give you a little extra time to continue brainstorming. Okay, Mustafa, welcome to the class.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Lena. I'm going to start by giving you a comparison question. This is an extremely common part 3 question. They may ask you to compare time, the past and now, maybe now and the future. They may ask you to compare social groups, men and women, old people and young people, even possibly geography, north and south, east and west, mountain people, living in the mountains, living at the ocean. Okay. So, Lena, if you're ready, I'll try to make this an easy one to start off, all right? Hopefully.
Okay.
Okay, here it is. Lena, do men and women like the same types of books?
Oh, thank you for nice question. In my opinion, I want to say that yes, a woman and man likes different books. As for me, I like maybe some more drama books and some more sensitive books. As for my husband, I see that he likes more extremely books. He likes to read some books about technology. He likes to read books about some new um, projects in the world. So I think that people I think that women and men have another oh,
Ah,
okay. But sometimes I think we like new bestsellers, and it's possible to read for men and for women. Women like to be more as a man. Women like to discuss all topics with men. So sometimes women interest in another ways on their life. They like to um, read some information in newspapers, maybe in new books, and discuss it with men because it's very interesting. Um,
okay,
for example, okay.
that's good. You forced me to
Thank
stop
you.
you. You did it, Lena. Congratulations. Great.
But
All
it
right.
was difficult first.
Okay. Okay. Actually, in an earlier class, I was telling Lena that forcing the interviewer to stop you is the only really is the way to assure that you have said enough. It's actually not a bad thing in an IELTS exam if the interviewer stops you. It's actually a good thing. Okay, and Lena, force me to stop her. Okay, great. Lena, not a bad job at all. Let me some slightly awkward giving your opinion because you said yes. The question is, do men and women like the same types? And you said yes, they don't like the same types of books. Little.
Yes, for my thinking.
Yeah. So that was a little confusing.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Yusuf. Are you now
Yes.
mic'd up?
Yes.
Okay, terrific. Hi,
Sorry
Yusuf.
for interrupting you, but
Okay.
hi. Sorry for interrupting you, but I want to be sure you see
Yeah.
me or not, or my voice. I don't know something. Okay, just
No, I
hi for
appreciate it.
all, and
Hi.
go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, Yusuf, you're up next, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. And while we're at it, I should say hello to. Oh, I can't remember how to pronounce your name. Is it Adi or Odie?
Odie.
Odie?
Odie, yes, it is
Yeah.
Odie. Oh.
Sorry, haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it is. It's been
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, good to see you back in class. I like your new I like your picture there.
Yes,
Cool.
that's nice.
I like it. That would be me on the moon.
Alone with the beer.
Yeah, a nice green bottle beer. Yeah, great.
But
Yeah.
how is it possible to drink beer in this scaphandra?
But
Yeah,
who
it's a
cares?
good.
Teacher,
Who cares?
let us go to the moon. Then after that we can think about beer. Let's get
Yeah.
the moon
First things first. All right. Have it your way. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Let me, if you don't mind, I want to go back to Lena and give her feedback, as I will for you guys in a minute. Let me continue with Lena here. Now, you did a couple things very nicely, Lena. One, when you have a comparison question, most certainly, and you would be surprised how many people forget to do this, you most certainly must talk about the two different things you're comparing. A little information about one, a little information about the other, and draw comparisons between them. You did. You did this in a very good way, a way I like to recommend. Use your own experience. And I even like the phrase that she used. She used herself. She said, she introduced her example. Oh, come on. What? Okay. Sorry, little technical glitch there. She used herself. She said, "As for me, blah 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 blah," and then she said, she finished her idea, and then she said, "As for my husband, blah blah blah." So, whoa, Nader, what are you doing? Hi, Nader. Wow, really loud, buddy. Yeah, thank you.
Hello? Sorry.
Hello.
Sorry. Sorry, I have some noise here.
Yeah, it was very noisy. Sounds like you're fighting an eagle.
Sorry.
I hope you win.
Right.
All right.
Sorry. So I'll try to mute my my mic. So could you please confirm?
Okay. I'll give you. Doesn't appear muted, but there's no sound. Strangely. That's odd, but there's no sound, so I guess it's working. All right. Great. Okay, so Lena, use yourself as an example to illustrate your point or your opinion. That's great. IELTS loves that. And you use nice phrases to as for me, as for my husband. That's terrific. That's good stuff. A note on vocabulary. You said, my husband prefers extremely books. Number one, extremely is an adverb. Books is a noun. You use an adverb. Extreme. Yes, thank you. Extreme books. Adjective. Noun. Right. All right, you got the point. Okay.
My problem. I used adverbs. Then I want to use. I have to use adjective. It's my problem.
Well, I don't know if this helps, but maybe or maybe not. Adverbs can be used for everything except nouns. Very quietly, adverb, adverb. It can be used for really read. It can be used with adverb, adjective, or it can be used with a verb. Quietly, quietly walked. But it can't be used with a noun. One thing to eliminate. Okay, Lena, you ran into a problem. You got lost and didn't know what to say. Okay? This may happen to you when you take the test. If it does, do not panic. Please remain calm. Go ahead and say pretty much anything, because I'll tell you what, you said they can have another, and then you got lost, and it was dead air, silence. Actually, another banana, another fruit salad. If you said something, even if it sounds crazy, at least you said something, and then continue with another idea. Because if you do that, at least try to get something somehow, another aspect or another point. I don't know. If you could say something that was even remotely related to what you were saying before, but it's wrong, maybe you get a little ding for vocabulary. But the worst thing you can do on an IELTS test is say nothing. Blank air, dead air is a killer. It's a score killer. They're especially in the middle of a sentence and then just never finish the sentence, but leave dead air. Because here's the thing, IELTS will make assumptions. Dead air means, whether it's at the beginning or at the end of a sentence, for their thinking, okay, means that, well, you don't know how to make cohesion, you don't know how to glue your idea to the rest of the subject matter, you don't know the vocabulary, you don't know the sentence structure, and you don't know how to pronounce the words. So they hit you all across the board in each of the scoring categories. They nail you, in other words.
Teacher, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's the best solution for like to solve this problem? So we all face that. Sometimes we don't have something to say. What I have to say, like, to fill that?
Say anything. Something.
Anything.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I said, some of my favorite sports are. Instead of saying some of my favorite sports are, and then suddenly I get a blank and saying nothing, it would be better, Mustafa, to say some of my favorite sports are bananas and oranges. That's better than nothing.
Crazy things.
Crazy things. Yeah, they just hate dead air. That's my point. They hate long pauses. So just keep going. Don't look back. Don't worry about it. It's just one glitch. Saying one crazy thing with the wrong words, you're not. Bananas and oranges is a noun. It's an object noun. It's a grammatically correct sentence. I'm not going to lose points. I'm pronouncing it and using final falling intonation on the sentence. I'm not going to lose points for pronunciation. I'm staying fluent in keeping the continuity of the sentence. I'm not going to lose points in fluency. Do you see? I lose 1 point instead of 4 points. So even nonsense is better than nothing. Okay. But by their logic. You know, this is IELTS logic. They're crazy, I know. Lena, last of all, you had a terrific opportunity to show off that you know passive form. You said women interested in another way. Women are interested. So, golden opportunity to use a passive voice. IELTS would like you to show basically, well, real basically, past, present, future verb tenses, but also an example of a perfect tense, an example of a continuous tense, an example of a passive. At some point within the exam, they want to hear that. So you gotta nail those opportunities. Also, please try to, everybody else, women are interested in another way. Don't end a sentence or a clause with way. It just leads to trouble. This is a very common habit for second language speakers. Stop doing it. It annoys me. And IELTS doesn't like it either. You need to define way. It's a good way. That means nothing in English. It means absolutely nothing. It's a good way to do things. It's a good way to look at things. It's a good way to swim better. It's a good way to learn English. Define this concept. It's a good way is not a bad phrase, but just don't end a sentence with this phrase, please, or in another way. You have to define it. Otherwise, it's just a vague, floating balloon of an idea. Okay? All right. Anyway, that's a comparison question. We're going to move on. Yusuf, are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Another type of question that you most certainly are going to hear, particularly if you haven't spoken any future tenses in your test. They will make sure to give you a chance in part 3. So this is very common in part 3 of the IELTS exam, a future question or prediction question. Students freak out because what's the right answer? There is no right answer. You can say anything at all. You can say that monkeys will suddenly evolve and take over the earth, and they will all drive flying cars, and they will keep squirrels as vicious, biting pets that will subjugate humans to slavery forever. Doesn't matter. Okay. Here we go, Yusuf. Simple. What will houses be like in the future?
You mean the physical house? You mean my flat? You mean how
Yep.
I would like to be, or what? Okay. I like I want to get house with the nice colors, with the flowers, with the
Hang on, maybe
yeah.
you misunderstood. In part 3 IELTS, they will never ask what do you prefer. Those kinds of questions are for part 1, all right? Or what kind of house do you want? That's a part 1 question, all right? Part 3 questions are going to be general, sorry. So the question is, what will houses, in general, be like in the future?
يعني I have to talk about future, not for today or what I want now. In the future.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the key.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will try to make my house more bigger than current house. I will make small park. I can say actually I didn't prepare the answer, so there is a lot of things I want to say. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're not sure what to say. Okay. The answer, the right answer is there is no right answer, is the right answer. You can say absolutely anything. I'm going to show you, I would like to show you, Yusuf, and all of you, as a matter of fact, a couple, I'm going to do a screen share because I want to see you, I want to show you guys what typically might happen and then what should happen in an IELTS exam. All right. Hang on, Yusuf. Maybe I'll let you have another crack at this. Okay, what will houses be like in the future? Now, the question is not what is the answer, but why is the examiner asking me this question? Because he wants to hear you use future prediction structures, sentences. A typical answer is like this. I think that in the future, houses will be much bigger, and maybe they will be in some strange places, such as on the moon or under the sea. This would be a typical answer. The problem with this answer is it's way too short and it does not provide anywhere near enough detail, and basically the only cohesive devices, signal words, signal phrases, I think, and then you have and or maybe. Very, very simple, not good. Let me show you how to say the same thing in the IELTS style. Here it is in the IELTS style. That answer, that first answer we looked at, is a 4 or 5 at best, depending on the delivery. Here's how to say the same thing in an IELTS style. Certainly, I'm sure that most people would agree that there will be a number of major changes related to this. Initially, I guess that we might begin to see houses that are much bigger. At the same time, I suppose it's quite probable that we may have houses under the sea, and who knows, it could even be possible that we'll see the arrival of houses on the moon. Does the person really say that much more or less? No, they don't. There's no different ideas, but they certainly say a lot more. They're using these long introductory phrases. They're redundant language at the same time. I suppose it's quite probable that we may. Okay. Really kind of nonsense. But basically, this is what IELTS is looking for. You do. Whoa. Okay. So, anyway, Yusuf, the ideas in general. You want to try it again? Want another crack at it? Yusuf?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Same question. What will houses be like in the future?
Okay. Actually, depends on our new technologies in the world now. Maybe the people will change their style in houses. Maybe we'll get we will involve the technology in our houses, the locations and the way how to build house maybe will change. We will look at I think we will look out. I think we will find out new locations to get houses there.
Okay. Okay. Now you're on the right track, Yusuf. Now, how do you build to that? For example, when you say the technologies will change. For example, there will be new materials to build houses from. You said the way how to build. By the way, that should be the way to build. You know how. You don't need how. The way to build houses may also evolve. Think of different ways to say change. Okay, and give an example. For example, if there are flying cranes that can lift things from the ground, maybe people will build houses instead of from the bottom up, from the top down. Doesn't matter how crazy and stupid your idea is, really. It does not even have to be logical. It just doesn't matter. And then maybe there will be.
I tried to imagine. That's it.
Yeah, right. And then, so give an example or a little more detail. So now you're doing the next step. You're coming up with different points. The next step after that is to give an example or some more detail. Maybe there will be new locations, like in the ocean or on the moon, like that. So, okay, you're getting there. You're getting there. That's the idea. Okay, let me swing it on over to Mustafa. Mustafa. Okay, I'm gonna give you another type of typical Part 3 question. Okay, straightforward opinion. Sometimes I call this, again, this is just me, not IELTS. I call this the stupid question or the obvious question. They will ask you, it's a kind of a trick, really. They ask you an extremely general question with an extremely obvious answer, such as, is it important to eat healthy food? Well, duh. I mean, come on. You know. Hello. This confuses test takers because it's so general and so obvious. It's alarming. Why are you asking me this dumb question? It's a trick. Okay? The trap is that you will speak extremely generally and not use specific information in detail. That's the trick. It's a trap question. Don't get fooled. When you're asked one of these questions, still give details from your personal experience or any details you know of. Still give your opinion and talk about a point in detail, a second point, more detail. Okay, let's try one of these. Mustafa, you ready?
Okay.
Mustafa, why do so many people want to be famous?
Okay. Uh, in this world, there are a lot of people. Some of them want to be famous and attract other people. Some of them they don't pay attention to all of these appearance and don't try to reveal their or showing off. Don't try to they are don't trying to show off. I in case in case the person wants to be famous, maybe he wants to leave something with his life and like we can say leave his footstep in this life. So he wants to attract other people to uh, give to bring or bring more attention to him. Uh, I think the other side of people, they believe in themselves and don't want to be like famous because they are uh, enough uh, by themselves without maybe with their friends and their families, and that's enough. I think it's good to be like famous, and this is a good attitude of people. But on other hand, don't trying to show off a lot and be normal, and this would be like a good way to live this life. We see a
Okay.
lot, yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, see, the question is very straightforward in general. Okay. I like what Mustafa did. He talked about reasons people want to be famous, but on the other hand, he also talked about how other people don't want to be famous and why they don't want to be famous. So he broke the question into two parts so that he could do a little comparison, and so also so that he had more things to talk about. Uh, Mustafa, clearly you've been listening this week. Very nice. Okay, couple things, however, to critique you and Yusuf earlier. You guys, in the actual IELTS interview, when the guy asks you the question, you can pause 2 or 3 seconds, but anything longer than that, you're going to lose points. Okay? So if you're waiting around 6, 7 seconds, I guarantee you've just dropped 2 band scores for that question. They hate dead air, and they're not going to wait around for you. They're just going to, okay, you can hear your score going down. Mustafa, you can speak English. You know a lot of words to say, and you know how to string them together. Slow down. There's no hurry. There's no points for pace. Okay?
Okay.
Okay? You have a little bit of an accent. But frankly, when you and I are talking, like as class is opening and we're just chatting about, did you have lunch? And yeah, I had some chicken. What did you have? When we're talking normally, you are really clear, uh, easy to understand, and a very good English speaker. Because you're talking normally. When you feel under pressure, you talk faster. And I'm sorry, but your English gets blurred.
Yeah.
Slow down a little bit. Most people think that their accent or slight mispronunciation will disappear the faster they talk. Actually, it's exactly the opposite. If you slow down just a little bit, it actually will eliminate small pronunciation like vowel problems and accent problems.
Okay.
All right? Okay, now, Mustafa tried to use, some people will try to, he wants to leave his footprint or his footstep. Sorry. He wants to leave his footstep. Did you say footstep or footprint?
No footstep.
Yeah, well, okay. He's trying to use a metaphor. He's trying to use an idiomatic expression. He was close. You leave your footprint, but unfortunately, when you leave your footprint, that's usually a negative thing. We talk about our carbon footprint or our pollution footprint, which has negative connotations. That's not good. Okay. Better if you would have said he wants to leave his mark on the world. There you go. There's an idiom. Somebody who wants to be famous wants to leave his mark, or leave his mark on the world. Now, the good thing is, what I want to support about that, what I want to bolster in you guys, he tried to make an idiom. He tried to make a metaphorical, abstract comparison. Because he tried, even though he failed, his potential score went from a 6 to a 7. He tried. He failed. he gets a better score. That's the way IELTS works. If you don't try, frankly, you're losing points. To try and fail in IELTS is more productive than to not try at all. So, Mustafa, I applaud you for trying. What you got to do. All right. You got to go for it in IELTS. There's no logic to not go for it because they reward you. So why not? Last thing, he may pay more attention to him. I think more attention to himself. I think you needed a reflexive pronoun there at the end because you're talking about he. Okay. If your object noun is the same as your subject noun, then that's when he is in love with himself. He pays more attention to himself. All right, like that. That's when we use that reflexive, I'm sorry, mispronounced it. Reflexive pronoun. Okay. Anyway, but overall, a good job. You took chances there that actually raised your score, and I applaud you. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, but I admit, teacher, like I spoke too fast, and that made me like make a lot of grammar mistakes, and this may be the weak point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is a good point. That's what you guys pay me for. Okay. Nader, are you able to speak? Can I give you a question?
Sure, you can. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Another area, another type of question which also comes up in part 3 are the advantages, disadvantages questions. Now, these questions, it's rarely do you get the question, what are the disadvantages? But it's possible. You can get a question, what are the advantages? And then after the following question, what are the disadvantages? You may also get the question all in one. What are the advantages and disadvantages of something? Now, to tell you the truth, if the interviewer asks you what are the advantages and disadvantages together, that's actually a good thing. That means he thinks you have the level to handle it. So actually, well, actually, that's a really good thing. Okay, Nader, I'll give you an easy one. You've got skills. You can handle this. I'm going to give you an advantage and disadvantages. Nader, what are the advantages and disadvantages of living in a city environment?
I have to say that living in a city has some clear advantages, because living in the countryside is more difficult. You cannot find everything. Sometimes you have to go to the city to find what you want. And I believe that living in the city gives you more opportunities to find a good job, to have a good school, to be able to travel everywhere from your local city. But people in the country, although they enjoy the weather and less pollution, they have maybe a better place to live, or a healthier place to live. But when you compare it to the regular duties you have to do every day, I guess living in the city will be much easier for most of the people. But I have to say that many people believe that living in the countryside is the disadvantages of living in the countryside may not be the advantage the advantages of living outside the city maybe are not enough to settle with the disadvantages of living in the city.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay. Sorry.
Heh.
The last idea, I guess it's not clear enough.
Yeah, you kind of got. I was thinking that last idea could have used the verb outweigh. Really useful.
Outweigh, yeah.
Really
That
useful.
you may sacrifice. You may sacrifice something.
Yeah. Okay. That's also okay. A couple of vocabulary words he couldn't come up with there to make it perfectly clear. Outweigh, great verb to use in IELTS. One thing outweighs another. The advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Or sacrifices. You may need to make sacrifices. Yeah, these are awesome
Yeah.
and
You
useful
may choose.
phrases. Yeah,
You may prefer to choose some advantages over.
yeah. Well, now see, everybody does this. Once they're done speaking, they remember, oh, I could have said. Yeah. Everybody does that, by the way. You guys, if you take the IELTS test, you'll be doing the same thing. You'll walk out going, oh, I should have said, I could have said. Yeah. Okay. However, did you notice both his flow of speech or fluency and the way that he used discourse markers to tie together his ideas? I have to say, and he didn't just say there is an advantage, he said there's a clear advantage. Okay. One small critique, too many buts. But used as a connective. Could have used something else. However, on the other hand,
Also, even
though, yeah, too many buts there. There. One thing I did like though, and I hope you guys heard this, he's basically favoring city, and then he said, but, though, well, you did say but, though they enjoy, people in the country enjoy, blah, 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 this is called a conciliatory remark. He's conceding a point. You can use this. This is definitely very high level IELTS scoring. Okay. I forgot exactly how he said it, so let me illustrate it in a simple way. Imagine the question is, do you prefer cats or dogs? I can say I really prefer dogs. They're obedient, they're loyal, they love you without any reservation. However, I will say that cats have a very calming effect when they lie down on your lap when you don't feel well and they start purring. It's very soothing and relaxing and can really reduce the stress level. But still, I must say, cats are so independent that I think the benefits to having a dog far outweigh the independent streak and independent nature of cats. Okay, that wasn't perfect, but the idea of conceding a point, saying that the one you're arguing against has a good point. However, doing this forces you to use some of these connectives and signal phrases to make both. Yeah, it forces you. You're forcing yourself, actually. You're forcing yourself to do very complex cohesion, gluing together totally different ideas in a very complex way, and it's high-level stuff. You know, if you can pull it off, it's very high-level stuff. Okay, Lena, I'm going to reward you for being here all week long, without fail. And I will reward you by torturing you with another question before the class is over. Aha! Okay? Another type of question in part 3, problems and solutions. I might also add this is quite often a task 2 in writing as well. Could also come up in the speaking. Problems and solutions. Like advantage, disadvantage, you could just get a question about problems, but usually they'll ask for solutions, or they could come together. If they come together, that means that you're flirting with a 9. I mean, you've got to be floating around. You're past 7.5. They would never ask anybody who's under a 7.5 that what are the problems and possible solutions for globalization. They are not going to ask that to somebody they think is a 5. Forget it. Okay, let's just try problems. Lena?
Okay.
What environmental problems are common in your country?
Okay. In my country, as in another country, there are a lot of problems in the environment. The first problem is I'm bringing the children. I think it's my opinion that in nowadays there are a lot of problems in good upbringing of our children. There are a lot of problems in our schools and in our universities because I think children have a lot of information from internet and from the other devices as a TV set and another maybe another strange maybe newspapers and books. There are a lot of aggressive information, and our children have many bad examples in their life. So I think in our schools should be more, our schools and universities should be more our schools and our universities have to decide this problem. So this problem is very necessary for our people. Another problem in our environment may be it's so difficult. Dead air.
Dead air. Hang on a second. Hold the phone, please. Wait a minute, Lena. Wait a minute. The question is, what environmental problems are common in your country? Do you understand environmental problems has to do with like nature, water pollution, air pollution?
Yes, at first I think it's about nature, but then I think it's about the people and their relations. No, about the nature environment. Okay.
Definitely about nature. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Why did you not stop me?
Well, I didn't know if you were going to somehow bring it back. I didn't know because I might. One of the big environmental problems where I live is young people are not taught about the environment. They need to be taught how to take care of the environment, and they throw garbage on the ground. I see parents walking down the street, and the small child throws their candy wrapper on the ground, and the parent says nothing. It really disgusts me, and it bothers me. And I think that is an environmental problem right there, a problem in education which needs to be fixed. I thought you were going to bring it around. I'm sorry.
Okay, please tell me how can I explain the relations in the people between people? One word, one word about it. environment is nature. What words I should use when I explain the relations?
Social problems?
Social. Yes, social problems.
Yeah, okay. That was what you were talking about. You were talking social problems. Yeah, right. And you started so beautifully, I didn't want to stop you. Actually, your opening sentence paraphrasing the question was actually very, very good. I was all completely impressed. All right, you did say and plus I wasn't sure. Did she say the upbringing of children? Which is correct, but I'm like, is that what she really said? Okay, another mistake. You said the government really needs to decide this. They need to solve this problem.
Okay, to
Solve a problem. And then I don't know why you said this problem is necessary. No, the solution is necessary, or it is necessary to solve this problem. Like that. Okay. Okay. We had a joiner here in the last couple minutes. DD Drum. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi there. You're only in time for the last minute of class here. What's your name? May I...
Heber.
What's that? Hair?
Heber.
Hebert. Hebert.
Yes.
Okay, Hebert. Welcome, Hebert. Do you have any questions about IELTS, Hebert?
IELTS? No, well, no. Here we go. I was listening. You know, the topic was interesting.
Oh, okay. Well, the topic was and has been for the last 4 days IELTS. Anybody, Mustafa, Lena? I know you're thinking about an exam. Yusuf. Anybody have any last questions about IELTS? Anything at all before I sign off and bid you farewell? Anybody? Lena?
Okay, tell me please, how many minutes all test for one student? All speaking test.
Yeah, got it. 13 minutes in total. Part 1, 4 to 5 minutes. Part 2 is 3 to 4 minutes, 3.5. Part 3 is 5 to 6 minutes. Again, keep in mind, Part 1 has twice as many questions as Part 3. So you need to speak a lot more.
And okay, tell me please, if a student have wrong, maybe as me, didn't understand the question, teacher, can teacher
he will stop you. No,
he will stop. Okay.
He won't. He will not correct you. So it is always okay to ask questions. If you don't understand, it is better to ask and clarify. You can't lose you cannot lose points in an IELTS test by asking a question. You can lose points by being off topic. All right. So go ahead and ask. He cannot spell everything out for you. If you go off topic, he'll stop you. He'll just say, "Yep, that's enough." He won't tell you you're off topic. He won't say you want to start again. He won't tell you what the topic even was. He'll just say, "Stop, that's enough. Next question." He'll never let you know. You'll never know.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Lena, for being with me all week. Thank you, Yusuf, for joining me today, and Nader, always a pleasure. Bye-bye for now, guys.